All right, y'all. So we have all the new stuff for the winter stuff. We did have Diesel out first. Grid comes out next week. I actually don't have any multis because I am going to be pitying the characters. Now, I know, yes, you would be like, oh, well, but Zxous, I thought you were going to pity your niece or whatever. Yes, I'm not a foolish man. Let me tell you guys what I'm going to do. I'm going to pity Diesel because I have 333, and then I'm going to get my 7 multis and then try summoning for freaking Brid whenever she comes out, and she should be easier to get since she is rate up, right? 2% rate up. And then if I could get her with the 7 multis to build up my pity again for a niece, I will do that. If not, then I'll just have to let her go. But we are gonna pity thing because I do think Diesel is a character I just don't feel like is a must-have. I don't think she's necessary or anything like that. But for me personally, when it comes to like the fire bosses and anything that's gonna have to do with her being useful, I think she might be useful, right? One that, and she's limited. Like Summer Niece, or not Summer Niece, whatever the New Year's character is not limited, and I really just I don't know why I'm just so obsessed with limited characters over anything else. That's why I'm gonna go for her. But let's go ahead and build her, and then we'll do our showcase for her. Also, y'all, peep the new controller. I don't know if you guys know where this is from, but yeah, pick the new controller. That's a Honkai Star Rail controller, by the way. But yeah, let's go back and build her. Sorry, I want to show you guys that. Sorry, y'all, I'm reading her kit, but I don't know if they changed this. I don't remember seeing activates when attacking with a full charge, effect self-sustained damage increased by. They must have changed that wording. They must have changed that wording because it never said that before. I swear it never said that before. If she attacked with a full charge, she just gives herself that. Up to 2 times. It never said that before. Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm pulling up her other kit. I'm pulling up what they posted. It never said that before, did it? Skill 2. Yeah, it says activates when... Yeah, what? Before... Y'all, before it literally said... Activates when attacking with a full charge while not in a full burst. Now it's just whenever she attacks. Oh... Let's test her out, because that's crazy. What the hell? All right, so this is the team we have right here. Obviously, we're going to go up against the boss because that's what she's useful. Now, if you guys don't know what she does, right, I guess I can quickly read her quick for you guys. I'm using her as the second burst too because basically, when you enter a full burst for the first time, after using your own burst skill, she's going to give herself a 15% crit damage buff continuously for the rest of the game, right? But if you enter a full burst without using your burst skill, she'll give herself another 15% burst skill. Now, I don't know how this is going to work exactly because it says, you know, if you use your burst skill first. So I'm gonna play it safe and then just not use her burst skill, where I guarantee get this one, and then I use her burst skill and I should get this one, and I should have both this intro and highlight, what's it called? I should have both of them basically like active, right? And then it says when entering a full burst, if we are in those statuses, we would get a 46% buff or a sustained damage buff for the intro status, and a 181% sustained damage buff for 10 seconds, both of them if we're in the highlight status, right? I'm gonna skip this part because this right here doesn't concern us. I mean, I guess I could read it. It says basically when ally or self destroys the enemy parts, they would gain mute, which is immunity to noise pollution, which is something on her burst skill that can stack up to 3 times, which realistically, like, again, that's not something that really matters, but this part matters big time. If we destroy the part, basically would get a sustained damage buff of 52% for 15 seconds, which in this case we don't. This changed, and now it says when attacking with a full charge, it just does sustained damage is increased by 245% for 3 seconds. That stacks up to 2 times. That's just ridiculous. That's just ridiculous, because how long does it take to charge up one shot? It takes 1 second to charge up one shot with a rocket launcher. Hello? Hello? And I gave her the reload cube with crown. That's gonna go crazy. I'm telling you, that character is about to be nutty after that, right? And then when you enter a full burst, affects the stage target, which is a boss. 48% of final attack as sustained damage every 1 second for 9 seconds. When you use her burst skill, there's a damage taken increase. She deals 14% of final attack sustained damage every 1 second for 9 seconds on top of the skill 2. And then if you go down here, if the enemy, again, is the stage target, she will deal 140% of final attack as sustained damage every 1 second for 9 seconds. That all stacks up, by the way, right? The only thing is when you use her burst skill, all allies except herself, if she is in the highlight status, will have their hit rate reduced by 100% for 1 second, which isn't really that big of a deal. Like it really isn't. It's just 1 second, but that's what that noise pollution is for, right? Or the mute, right? When you destroy an enemy part, it's just so that for that 1 second they don't lose their hit rate, right? It is only 1 second, but it's still something crazy. Now, I do want to see. So wait, what am I looking for exactly here? What I'm looking for right now, after we enter a full burst, I'm looking for highlight. That's what I'm looking for, right? Which is just a crit damage buff. So boom, we're gonna use Little Mermaid here, right? Then we're gonna use a thing. She is 555 with Elysion gear, not overload, just Elysion gear, and then she is she does have the cube, the resilience cube, like I said, right? So this is gonna be fine, right? So we've now entered a full burst. Do we have highlight? Oh, we have highlight, so that's just permanent now. So the next time we use our burst skill, we should get intro, right? And remember, depending if we're in highlight or intro, we will start getting the sustained damage buff, which is crazy, right? That's gonna be crazy, right? Oh, actually, you guys see right here, sustained damage is increased by 181%. And right now, when we enter full burst, this is what she's dealing, right? Just 48%. So she's at 3 million now. And that's saying 1 million, 1.2 million without using her burst skill at 555, no overload gear. She might be, like I said, she's gonna probably hit very hard. So now, here's the burst skill. And then boom. So she's at 27 million, right? Remember, because we just used our burst skill, we still have this right here because we're entering a full burst. We have 48% up. We did use a full charge 2 times, so I do want to see if we have that yeah, we have that right here, and that's stacked twice, by the way. That's stacked up twice, by the way, right? We have all the buffs from everybody else on the team. We have damage taken increased to the enemy. We have 14% of final attack sustained damage every 1 second for 9 seconds to the enemy. We have 140% of final attack and sustained damage every 1 second for 9 seconds to the enemy. And then again, we have the crit rate. We have both of these sustained damage buffs. We just don't have this one. We just don't have the 52% sustained damage buff because we didn't destroy any enemy parts, right? But everything else you see on the screen is literally active. Now, we're going from 27 million to what? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Overload gear might be crazy. Wait, what's the number? 27 million to what? Okay, 27 million to 139 million is, she's type advantage. Okay. I think overload gear and so like, we can go in here. We're gonna have to fight Indivilia as well. We can go in here and test out what's it called? Because I feel like obviously even with a sustained damage team, like that'll be good and all. But I'm not gonna use that yet, right? We're at 168 million to what? Look at those numbers, right? I feel like if that's what she's doing at 555, no overload gear, just imagine if she had that overload gear with the elemental. I might give her overload gear. I just want to test it. I want to test it, but my Elysion set is so precious to me. Like I switch that around all the time, and I don't think I have the match to make a new overload gear set, right? I mean, I do have enough to make a new overload gear set, but thing, 168 to 303. Yeah, no, she would probably be very strong with that overload gear. Oh, no, wait. Okay, so 305. Okay, never mind. My fault. 305 to what? Right? Because remember, she has that sustained damage increased by crazy right now. 305 to 441. But Little Mermaid is still higher than her, which is crazy. But like Little Mermaid is still more invested. But that still goes to show. But I'm not being funny. This character's type advantage, regardless. Right, regardless if she is not or like she's still type advantage. One thing I will say is that we can try this on scope block just to see, right? Because basically how I see scope block is like it's just a fair showing, right? If scope block, if this character was able to keep up with like Rappy or at least close to Rappy, then I would say she's probably going to be good if you gave her overload gear 10 10 10. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you gave basically the same investment, she would probably do the same amount of work. Right? I know it's not exactly how it works, but it's a rough estimate compared to like I can't just build up every character to be as good as Rappy the moment they come out. It's just impossible, especially if I'm doing a showcase for every new character that comes out, right? But I do want to see, right? We are technically missing out on damage because again we haven't destroyed any enemy parts. And we were gonna test that out against Indivilia, right? Because Indivilia does have parts and stuff like that. Is this character gonna be a replacement for Mihara though? That's the question, right? Like, and that's kind of what I want to see. Because Rappy, I think she's always gonna be on the team. We're gonna actually take Rappy off the team, have this exact same comp, and put Mihara in there because I believe Mihara is also a sustained damage character, right? I believe 110% Mihara is also a sustained damage character. I don't remember. I think she is though. So we're going sustained damage characters here. And then even with Mihara, actually, like if you want to do like Alice or Asuka with Rappy or any of these characters with Rappy, then you could set another team of being Mihara and Diesel with a sustained damage team for your boss, right? That they're type advantage against, right? So you guys see right here, like 842 million. It's not bad. But for type advantage, like I get no overload gear and stuff like that, but for type advantage, it's a bit like, you know, questionable. I am gonna, like I said, go ahead and put Mihara on here, right? Just because Mihara is also a character, right? If I can go ahead and just give you your cube real quick, I'll give you this. Mihara is also a sustained damage character, right? Yeah, she is, literally. So we're gonna have Mihara go here, but we're gonna go on scope block, right? And we're gonna see what that looks like. Because again, it's just a rough estimate of how good the character would be if she was kind of on par with Rappy and on par with Mihara. I mean, that's how I see scope block, right? I mean, if it makes everybody equal, besides the fact that they don't have overload gear. I wish actually what scope block could do is make it that you could showcase what the character would be like with overload gear. Like you could set that up and stuff like that. But then again, that would be just a bit iffy, right? We'll see. But I'm gonna show you guys what Mihara's looking like. I didn't see her first number. It's okay though. So you guys see Mihara's at 69 million while Diesel's at 21 million on the same kind of playing field, right? Diesel has basically everything active besides her again the parts buff. She doesn't have that active, and I don't know what number her number was at, but if she's higher than Mihara here, it goes to say, right? Yeah. Right? I mean, I'm not gonna say anything until we get to the end of the match. But this is how I usually see this working, right? Like, after some burst skills, you're going to see this just stack up. And mind you, Mihara's full kit is active here, while Diesel's full kit isn't active here, right? So maybe even, I didn't even realize they changed that. I never knew they changed that. But, like, I think now, especially with that change, where it's not like, oh, if you're in a full burst, it stacks up 2 times if you use a full charge. Like, Diesel could be a viable option, 110%, right? And we will give her an overload gear, like we'll give her overload gear and stuff like that. I don't think I could get her past 1010 or 555 right now. Like, maybe the max I could get her 777. I don't know. I will have to look. But with that little change, she becomes way more viable. Way more viable. Because before it was literally so bad. It literally, you could only get that if you were not in a full burst for 3 seconds. Right? That's stacked for 3 seconds. So now, when you have a kit like this, like even in a full burst, boom, we just used it. We just used the full charge. Even in a full burst, right there, we just have 318% sustained damage increase. That it's by 2. What's their numbers, right? So, and then like, okay, we're using her burst skill, right? No, we're not. We're not using her burst skill. Mihara's burst skill right now, right? But you guys see what I'm saying, right? When we're in a full burst, you use it, and that's just up there permanently. Like, what the hell? And then when you use her burst skill, boom, we're at 430, and we're going from 430 to what? We're going from 430 million 430 million to 523 million. So Mihara is still hitting harder than Diesel, right? Which, okay, that's fine. Again, Diesel doesn't have her full kit, which I think if she had her full kit active, she would probably be just on par with them. But I will say, like, if you take a look at Mihara, right, when we when is it actually, sorry, I forgot what it was, when we use her burst skill, when we use Diesel's burst skill, like, look, that hit rate is like, for 1 second, it doesn't matter. Genuinely, I feel like that hit rate thing is just probably an over exaggeration, probably, from like, it's gonna be like that for most people. It's just not that big of a deal. 1 second your hit rate is down by 100% clearly isn't that big of a deal, right? I'm gonna go to someone like, heck, I'll go to Little Mermaid with that type of thing because she's a shotgun or a submachine gun character, right? Let's take a look. Diesel, the hit rate is gonna be hitting a boss regardless. It's gonna be hidden. Like, I'm sorry, it's just, it is, and it's just, I feel like it's such a reach to, you know, boom. Who's using their burst skill? I don't want Mihara to get an extra burst skill, so if it is her, then we're gonna end this right here. Okay, Mihara's gonna get an extra burst skill. So that was kind of like the damage comparison between Diesel and Mihara, if they were kind of on par. So Mihara is still hitting harder, yes, but Diesel didn't have her full kit active here, right? Which would tell me that they are slightly going to be on par. And Mihara hits very hard against bosses. If you didn't know, that's Mihara's whole thing, that she hits very, very, very hard against bosses. So I really am liking what I'm seeing here, especially from Diesel, because that means she is going to be a pretty decent DPS. I want to see if I could build her just slightly, and we'll take her into Indivilia. All right, screw it. I'm gonna give her the overload gear. I like it. I like it. Hit rate, ammo capacity. Might as well commit, yeah. Crit damage, defense. Good lord, we're gonna have to probably roll this. Defense, crit damage. I'll have a better overload gear showcase for you guys tomorrow, as always, or maybe even today. I don't know. I have to do showcase for the characters. Okay, I'm gonna roll this because this is just ass. All right, so I gave her some overload gear. Again, it's not the best, but it is gonna work. Attack percent, crit damage, elemental damage, ammo capacity, elemental damage, ammo capacity, charge speed, and then ammo capacity, charge speed. That's good. The charge speed is like not necessary, but it is gonna be. I went against Kraken. I'm so stupid. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so I said it's not gonna be as crazy, but we are gonna have her full kit here. I don't know if that's what I was trying to say, but you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? I think she's actually going to be fairly good, right? Especially if you build her up. I think like she is going to be another like viable option for thing, right? So the thing is, I don't want to break all the parts. Well, I think all the parts are just broken now. I mean, we still have the tail, and I don't want to break it until we use her burst skill, right? Because if we take a look at her now, she should have that. What is it? Because I did get her 777 as well, right? It's a 58%. Yeah, now we just have it. I'm gonna sing. Now we just have that. So when we use her burst skill, I want to see how crazy she is, because her damage right now is not looking the greatest, right? Okay, so there's still a part right here. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break it. So there, now we have her buffs, and you guys see like she has her buffs up and stuff like that. Okay, it's not bad at all. Is the damage good though? Okay, 137 million. Honestly, I'm happy with that so far. Like, again, I don't expect her to hit harder than Rappy, especially now with the investment she's has. Her overload gear is not even leveled up, y'all, right? But I do think, I 100% believe that if you did give her the full investment of overload gear, like right stats, 10, 10, 10, and you gave her like elemental damage and attack percent and basically every single piece she has, like my overload gear right now is decent, right? But if you gave her to that on every single thing, I think the character would be quite decent. Well, this right here is just a gap, right? And this is where it's now like, okay, what's going on? Because it's like, I mean, yes, Rappy is a lot stronger. Who's using their burst skill right now? Is it you, please? It's not you. You're not using your burst skill right now? Not at all. Okay, there's parts again. Let's break the parts. Again, we didn't need this before, realistically. We're just gonna have to hope for the actual best with this one. We're gonna break the parts and then we're gonna go for the tail, right? I think sustained damage is gonna be good though. All right. If I need to, I will ult with helm. I don't think I need to anytime soon. Maybe I do. I don't remember. I'll probably have to ult with helm in a second. Okay, going for Little Mermaid though. Yeah, I'm gonna ult with helm this reverse skill. So I'm sorry, Diesel. You're gonna get okay. Rappy's dead anyways. Okay, so it's up to Diesel now. Oh, and then boom. There we go. Yeah, her damage is not the greatest. Even okay, like honestly, and I'm just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt in the sense of like, okay, well, she's not built yet, right? But I feel like if I built her, she's not going to just increase by 700 million damage. Like maybe she would actually. Not like exactly 700 million, but it wouldn't be that far off. You get what I'm saying? Here, let's use her burst skill first, because we don't have to not use her burst skill first. I could see that now. And I've yet to use her with sustained damage buffers or anything like that, which we could test that like back in shooting range. We can go back there and test that out for in a second. But I just don't feel the need to have to showcase her with that right now, only because like I mean, I know it sounds stupid because she's a sustained damage character, but y'all kind of get what I'm trying to say, hopefully. Right, so after the first burst skill, 103 million, which is really good, right? And then here, this is where Rappy's gonna pop the hell off by a big amount. Anytime I click on it, the numbers are just gonna go up. Like, look, I'm just clicking every second, I'm pressing it. Look how much she's going up by every second I'm pressing it. She's going up by like 20 million a second. Right? It's just crazy, Rappy, I'm telling you. And now we look at this Diesel character, bop, bop, boom. 128 million to what? Right? Her numbers are not bad though, because it looks like, is she hitting 14 million there or is she not? I can't really tell. And my game is crashing? Hello? My game crashed. Not Nikke trying to update their game in the middle of a showcase. Come on now. All right, we're back here. Now, like I said, I don't know if I want to use her with sustained damage characters realistically, just because it's like, what sustained damage characters am I going to use her with? Right? I could, like, who am I going to slap her on the same team with? Like, Rosanna, right? Am I going to get Viper on the team? Am I going to use Clay? Or not Clay, Cross? Am I going to use Cross? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I just don't even know why I would want to do that. I think, honestly, if I could make a second fire team and then have it be Mihara and Diesel on that team, sure, that'd be great, right? Excuse me. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm sneezing. But yeah, I think those characters right there would be fairly decent. Like, those two together on the team with sustained damage buffing would be good because those are both sustained damage characters. Right? But you guys see here, right? 119, we use her burst skill where she has everything she needs up besides that tail. I don't think that tail is broken. Let's get that tail out the way, please. I'm sorry, let's get that tail out the way, please. Get that tail out the way, please. We did. She has all this active. And yeah, she's barely even going up. But this is like she's capped at level 400 here, right? So I don't want to say it's barely going up. She's capped at 400 here, which I almost forgot. We'll have to use the thickness burst skill a bit earlier too. Is it good though? The thing is, you could see as clear as day. Like her numbers are not good unless, I want to say realistically, unless you are using her burst skill, her numbers just don't look good. I'm gonna use Helm just for that healing because I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. I'm gonna use Helm or whatever. I don't know. I probably used that too early. I don't know. But it's okay. Right, we go here to tail, get rid of this, get rid of all these guys, and then boom, right? Do I trust it though? Like, look, now she's under thing, right? We didn't use her burst skill, but look, now here, these numbers are not bad. Like it says 1 million, 3 million, 3 million, right? And then she's dealing, I think she's dealing either 1 million or so. I need to take a screenshot to see. I think she's either dealing 1 million or she's dealing 13 million. I can't really tell. Not gonna lie to you guys, I cannot really tell. Is that, what number is that? That's 200k right there. So on her burst skill, she's doing 1 million with her normal attack, right? So you could tell if it's not her sustained damage, which is just obvious, she's not doing numbers, right? And again, she's still under Little Mermaid in a stage where she's type advantage. And I'm not being funny. Like, I get that her overload gear has decent rolls on it, mind you. Her overload gear has fairly decent rolls on it. I'm gonna use Helm's burst skill because I was scared there. I'm sorry. I used Helm's burst skill because I was scared there. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But yeah, she has fairly decent, like, you get what I'm saying? Fairly decent rolls. It's not leveled up short. She is 10, 10, 10 short, but that's more than enough for her to perform way better than what I'm seeing. Right? And my only thing is, like, I'm not using her anywhere else besides a fight like this. Right? I feel like if I do invest into her, like, I actually have to, like, full invest into her, then we'll see results. That's what I believe. Right? But what I'm trying to say right now is, like, I am never using this Diesel unless I am fighting a boss. Because if I ever get Vesti, why would I use Diesel over Vesti when it comes to mobs? You know what I'm saying? The only place she would fit is literally anything that has to do with a boss, right? And we did get stage 6 there, obviously, because I used Helm's burst skill twice there, which is like whatever. But I feel like her damage is way too lackluster there, like way too lackluster there. Which is just honestly disappointing. I don't know. I want to take her back to shooting range because I don't know what happened there, in the sense of like what. I'm gonna put her with sustained damage characters though, right? I don't want to use freaking Rosanna. Her burst skill is gonna get me demonetized. What about Crust? Like, oh my god, I don't want to use Crust either. Her sustained damage is so garbage. She's more of a distributed damage. That's what I'm saying. The sustained damage characters in this game, their buffs are so garbage. Because let's look at where's Viper, right? I don't know if she has a sustained damage buffs or if she's just a sustained damage character. Right, I think she's just a sustained damage character, or yeah, she has sustained damage for herself but no sustained damage buffs. Come on, man, you get what I'm saying, y'all? Like, here, let's keep this no scope lock and we'll see what that looks like. No scope lock, we'll see what this looks like. I think that's fair. I don't even know. I feel low-key disappointed. Which I mean, I shouldn't like be surprised that I'm disappointed. We'll see, right? Because I'm not using her in shooting range, right? The only place I'm going to use her is Indivilia. Or anything that has to do like where she's type advantage. I think if I build her and I like she's type advantage, that's a different story. But like, look, so she's at 39 million. Mihara's at 58 million, right? Another thing is Mihara could be used as a flex burst 3. This character cannot, because you have to use her burst skill for her to really do damage. Like, that's one thing that I am noticing. You gotta use her burst skill to do damage. You have to. And again, I know Mihara is way stronger than this character. Like, if I had the same investments for this character like I did Mihara and Rappy, it'd probably be a different story. Like, she'd probably be hitting just as hard as them, because you guys seen the scope lock, she's hitting just as hard as these characters, right? Right, she is hitting just as hard as these characters. So it really is probably just a build, which that's why I'm going to do an Overload Gear showcase tomorrow. And I'll show you guys that, since the next showcase today is going to be the other banner, Maiden or whatever. Because I do think that's a character that's probably still the best out of all 4 of these characters for the people who don't have her. But still, like, her damage isn't bad, but it's not like, oh my god, must have, right? But like, again, limited character for me personally, a limited character, I would never skip out on a limited character, right? I've went 3 years basically without one and it just killed me, right? And now imagine today if I never had mocking more power, I feel so bad, right? Just because it's like, I don't like having characters on my account that I can never get again, right? There's no say that anybody could get, like, I know you can guarantee get a limited character again, especially if they're trash, like Brit and Diesel, right? I'm not saying they're trash, but like, if they never, you know, if I didn't get them this year, I'd get them again next year. When it comes to like other limited characters, the collab ones, you can't say 100% they're gonna rerun, because we had a Chainsaw Man movie that's literally still airing right now, I believe, and they did nothing with the Chainsaw Man stuff. So I know for a fact now Chainsaw Man is just not gonna rerun anytime soon, right? But anyways, like I'm saying, still, and then again, Little Mermaid, I understand she's more infested, but she's still so close to Diesel, who's using her burst skill. So she's dealing what? What is she dealing? Is her burst skill time? So boom. Right here is 3 million, 3 million, 10 million. 3 million, 3 million, 10 million. So she's been doing about 16 million every 1 second. 16 million every 1 second for 9 seconds is like over 100 million, obviously. It's like 100 and something million. I don't know. But that on top of her normal attack. Her normal attacks aren't hitting that hard either. Like, they're hitting 1 million, right? Yeah, her normal attacks are hitting 1 million because all the buffs that she gives, this is the one thing people forget. Sustained damage works for sustained damage, if that makes sense. All the buffs that she's getting from her kit, none of that is being applied to her normal attack besides the crit damage, if we do crit. Which realistically, like, that's just like a freebie, honestly. It's like, okay, like, sure, we'll take it. But it's like, did she need to have crit damage? I'm not being funny, but Nikke, did she really need to have crit damage? I get a gap. And again, if I invested her just to be on par here, she'd probably be like maybe at 2-point-something billion, but Miharu would still probably dominate. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Diesel's good. I do, but like probably if you like kind of sold your soul and invested into her, you know what I'm saying? Low-key, not gonna lie, I kind of regret wasting all the materials on her, but it is what it is, because I don't think she's completely ass. I think she's just bad right now. Not bad right now. I just think like the one thing about Diesel, right, that like I think everybody has to understand before summoning is that she is going up against Rappy and Mihara. Not only those two, she's also going up against characters like Alice and Asuka, right? I wouldn't be surprised if she hit just as hard as my Modernia, which is a 2023 character. This character is basically an end of year 2025 unit, right? She is that actually. So I feel like genuinely when it comes to this Diesel character, they fumbled when they fumbled, right? So if you guys let me know what you think. It's gonna be your boy Zxous. I'm gonna have more showcases for her, different teams and stuff like that. I know this was more of just a one team because I want to have different teams and different showcases for the character, right? I don't want to have all my teams being out in one video, then I can't make other videos for the character. I want to have different teams and different videos and stuff like that for this character. But I am gonna try and get like a better Diesel that I could do a showcase on, because mine is not gonna be that good and I don't even want to invest into her. To be fair, like I said, her overload gear is not leveled up. She's not 10-10-10 and she doesn't have the perfect rolls on her overload gear. So could she be better? 100%. Her collection items not leveled up. She's going up against characters who have all this stuff leveled up and maxed out, where her she doesn't, right? Question is, would all that make that much of a difference? That's what we're gonna have to find out in our overload gear showcase, which I might hop on Rebuke's account to do. We'll see, right? Or if any of you guys are going to build up your Diesel galore, DM me and let me know on Discord. Hey, I'm building her up. She's fully built up. She could compete. Let me know what you think. And then boom, I'll do that. But it's your boy Zxous. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. I'm out later. Peace.